For 6 years, I believed we were building something unbreakable. From the outside, our life looked like the definition of the American dream. A clean, suburban home, shared bank accounts, vacations twice a year, and smiling photos that made people assume we were deeply in love. But love doesn't fade overnight. It erodes slowly. Conversation by conversation, rejection by rejection. Over time, I started feeling like I was asking for permission to exist in my own marriage. Intimacy became rare. Emotional connection became conditional. Whenever I tried to talk about the growing distance between us, she would dismiss it as insecurity. I convinced myself she was just stressed. I told myself real relationships go through phases. But deep down, I knew something had shifted. She wasn't pulling away because she was tired. She was pulling away because she believed I would tolerate it. She believed I would always stay. The night everything changed wasn't dramatic at first. There was no screaming, no broken plates, just a simple conversation that exposed the truth. I told her I missed how we used to be. I said I felt disconnected. She didn't respond with empathy. She didn't even look concerned. Instead, she calmly looked at me and said, "What you're getting is enough." The sentence was quiet, but it carried weight. It wasn't just about intimacy. It was about value, about how she saw me. In her mind, I was someone who should be grateful for whatever attention she decided to give. She expected me to argue, to plead, maybe even to apologize for asking. But I didn't. I just looked at her and stayed silent. And in that silence, something inside me hardened. Not anger, not revenge, just clarity. The next day, her sister came over. She had always been perceptive, the kind of person who reads a room without anyone speaking. My wife acted unusually confident, almost performative, as if she needed an audience to validate her control. During a casual moment, her sister asked if everything was okay between us. My wife laughed and said, "Some people just need to learn that not everything revolves around them." It was meant to belittle me, but her sister didn't laugh. She looked directly at her and said, "Sometimes the issue isn't asking for too much. Sometimes it's giving too little." The room fell silent. My wife's face flushed instantly. For the first time, she realized this wasn't just between us anymore. Someone else saw it. Someone else understood. That night, something shifted permanently. She expected me to chase her emotionally the way I always had, but I didn't. I stopped initiating conversations. I stopped asking for closeness. I focused on myself, my work, my fitness, my independence. And that's when her confidence started cracking. Because control only works when the other person is afraid to lose you. When she sensed I wasn't afraid anymore, panic replaced pride. She tried to soften her tone. She tried to reconnect. But now the power dynamic had changed. I wasn't reacting, I was observing. And for the first time in years, I understood something important. The moment someone thinks you will always stay no matter how little they give is the moment you start deciding whether they deserve you at all. What she didn't understand was that silence is not surrender, it is evaluation. In the weeks that followed, I stopped reacting to her emotional temperature swings. I no longer tried to decode her moods or earn back affection that should have been freely given. Instead, I redirected that energy toward myself. I started waking up earlier, going back to the gym consistently, reconnecting with old friends I had slowly distanced myself from during our marriage. I focused harder at work, accepted new responsibilities, and carried myself differently. Not to make her jealous, not to play games, but because for the first time in years, I realized I had been shrinking myself to maintain peace. And peace built on self-neglect isn't peace. It's quiet resentment. At first, she didn't notice. Or maybe she did and assumed it was temporary. But when I stopped asking where she was going, stopped seeking reassurance, stopped initiating late-night conversations about us, something unsettled her. Control depends on predictability, and I was no longer predictable. I was calm, composed, independent, and independence inside. A relationship can feel threatening to the one who thought they held all the leverage. The shift wasn't loud. It was subtle, but it was powerful. For the first time, I wasn't trying to be chosen. I was deciding whether I still wanted to choose her.